I'm assuming you guys have no idea about data warehousing and why do we need it. So the today class agenda will talk about an overview of data warehouse, an architecture, how it influences the Hyperion implementation part. Data modeling is very important. If you are a HBase developer, you should be knowing data modeling techniques. We do logical data modeling to build a star schema. So the data model given to us may or may not be suit our requirements. So we need to understand what is the prerequisite we should have. OLAP overview extensively we'll see multi-dimensional database, introduction part and all the things. Okay, I'm going to start with why do we need data warehouse? Right? What is the need of it? Scenario 1, there's a company called ABC Limited, is a company which has a branches across the globe, and the sales manager, I underline the important word, sales manager want quarterly sales report. The challenge over here is you have data across the globe in disparate data source, disparate technology. Disparate technology, it means some data stored in Oracle, some data stored in SQL Server, some data stored in somewhere else. So disparate data stored in disparate technologies. Each branch has a separate operational system. Operating system is also keyword. A system is designed for cater day-to-day operation. Like in a simplified example, you go to Walmart and when you buy something, a front-end executive or the sales manager record the transaction, what product you buy, what is the cost of it, and thus he store in some system we call operational system, which record day-to-day operation, your sales, billing, shipping. That's operational system. So generally data comes from the operational system. So that is a challenge. I have multiple stores and each stores store data in their own system. There is no integration of it. Because previously it wasn't required. We did not have any business intelligence or we did not have any means to analyze the data. So data is stored in disparate sources. But we need to find the sales analysis for my all store. Ideally, it is a one shop, one store which has 4 branches. Sales manager wants to see the sales data consists of all different stores. The first challenge is to integrate the data. The first challenge is first we need to integrate the data. Integration means creating a centralized repository of data, centralized place where you store the information. Before we create report on that, we need to store data in central place, and this may be, you may call that store as a data warehouse. What does warehouse mean? Warehouse is a place where you hold the data. There may be multiple complexity involved, but we are going to simple to complex. So here I'm assuming we simply extract data from different sources and dump into a common place, and we call it data warehouse. Now this data is lying unused. We need this data to organize this data in a way that it could be used for some analysis purpose. So there is an additional layer added for query and analysis. There are different technology being used in different layer. Here we use data source, database technology like Oracle, SQL Server, and people who work over here, DBAs or developers, Oracle developers, some database developers. And then you have another data source where you hold enterprise data. That is called enterprise data warehouse. And we use different technology here. Maybe you use Oracle, or if data is so huge, you use Teradata or another source. Then we need another tool for querying and analysis. Query the data which user want, analyze the data which they want to perform. We use different set of tool over here. We'll talk about each layer in detail during a general discussion. Query analysis tool like Hyperion, Business Object, Cognos, there are various tools. So the problem over here is, first problem was integration, integrate all the data into common place. Second, we use some tools to query against the data. and we supply to the user. So two challenges. First, extract data from disparate sources and store into common place. Store the information in a common repository. So data warehouse is in a simplified manner, it is a place where you hold enterprise data. Maybe in summarized manner, maybe in detailed manner. Now, second example, say scenario second. There is a shop, there is a one-stop shopping supermarket which has huge operational database. Now you imagine Walmart, they have thousands of stores across the globe, 100,000 of stores. Every minute they have large number of transactions. So the system they use to stock, to record all the transactions, maybe your ERP system, maybe your SAP, Oracle E-Business Suite or any other ERP tool. But once you record the data from different for each transaction, that data we cannot use for analysis purpose. There are two different worlds, one for operational data, another for analytical data. We work on another word, analytical data. So the problem over here is your executives, business users wants report on OLTP. OLTP and operational data are synonym. OLTP called online transactional processing. For now we understand OLTP is a system which record day-to-day transaction. But day-to-day transaction is not designed to cater your analysis need. In a simply, assume this example, the Walmart manager asks the technology team that he wants to see total sales for quarter one, but the technology team, what he does, he uses this system to provide the data. When he uses this system, as this system is so huge, it is not designed for analysis. When they use this system for some kind of analysis, their regular job get hampered. So it's something like that. You go to a Walmart and you want to buy something. The front-end executive says you need to wait for 10 minutes because my system is busy, because my manager is accessing data. Right? This is not realistic. It doesn't happen. So we need a system which should not hamper day-to-day transaction on one hand, on another hand, it should support my analysis need. Become so slow and data entry operator have to wait for a long. So what is the problem over here? There's so many users simultaneously recording data into my transactional system where I am recording day-to-day transaction, and the manager uses the same system for reporting also. So either they have to wait or management have to wait. None of these things is possible or realistic. So what we did as a solution, we built two different systems. This system is called OLTP, online transaction processing. This system is called OLAP. As Hyperion, OBI or BI consultant, we work on this world. There are two different worlds. So business users, front-end executive record data in one system and this is remain intact. Nobody touches this system. This system is used only for day-to-day transaction, and the manager uses another system. There are two separate systems given to each business need, and there is a bridge between these two systems called ETL or extract data. When I close, whole day you record your transaction. When you close your shop or close your business in the evening or during offline business hours, that transactional data keep stored into data warehouse. So for this, two important points. First thing, extract data needed for analysis. For operational sources, we need to create a different system for analysis purpose and store in a warehouse. We store in a warehouse extract data, and this data get refreshed, means how the data comes from data warehouse. Data comes from operational system